Cypher Unlimited crew. We have our usual suspects of AD or Alpha Dean. We have Spigs 18 or Anthony. And Dean, what are we doing here today?
Apparently, we're a bit up today, but you know, that goes without saying. It's another episode of GM Roulette getting ready to happen. We got a special guest with us tonight. You know, a guest GM to roll with us on GM Roulette. You know, none other than the man himself from Angel Citadel, Joshua Wallace. And you know, Josh, say hello to the people. You got anything you want to shout out before we get going here? Before I throw it in Anthony's court.
What's going on, my friends? Good to see y'all. Glad you could come out, and hope you enjoy the stream tonight.
Sweet.
Hey, Josh, it's Walls, correct?
Wallace, actually.
It is Wallace?
Yeah, it is. Everybody messes that up.
I know you for 3 years. I've been calling you Joshua Walls for all this time. You never corrected me.
You know, there's a lot worse things you could call me.
Yeah, I said Wallace. See, I was right there.
On point.
But first and foremost, we're super excited to have Josh on. You know, Josh and Joanne are two of our favorite people in the entire world. Angel Citadel, if you haven't visited their site, they do awesome reviews, awesome gaming advice. They have a YouTube channel. They do all sorts of great things. And Josh's better half is one of our golden ones. So, you know, they family, and we love them both so much.
We love you guys too. Thanks.
Tonight, we're going to run Josh through the ringer because he's finally getting to play GM Roulette with us. And for those who do not know what GM Roulette is, it's an exercise in improv gaming using the Cypher system that the three of us knuckleheads wrote and should be putting out very shortly. You know, we have no idea what the genre is. You have no idea what your character is. You have no idea what the hell is going on until about 5 minutes to the game starts. So, you know, it's always a great time. And once again, everybody that watches these videos and comment, and everyone that plays, you're basically giving us, you know, watching our play tests live and in action. Because every time we run this, we go back and we take notes, and then we go back, discuss, and tweak things for the actual game. So, you know, when you watch these videos and you see something that doesn't seem right mechanically, please let us know. We want any feedback that we could possibly get or ways to make it better, because, you know, at the end of the day, we want to make the best product possible, and we'll love everyone's in the community's help on that. So we really appreciate that.
And one more thing before we get started, just so everybody knows, we're going to go over this all at the end of all of our streams and everything, because it will show up on YouTube the following day. But if you like what we do, please give us a like, subscribe, and follow on YouTube, you know, things of that nature, you know. And like I said, our content is always free. So, you know, at the end, though, we'll go over everything. And Anthony, let's get it going. Let's get some dice rolls happening.
All right. So for those that haven't seen GM Roulette before, the first thing we do at the very beginning of this improv gaming session, everyone rolls a D20, and we determine the order in which everyone GMs. For those that don't know, GM Roulette is all about rotating GMs. Every 30 to 35 minutes, the GM rotates, continuing the narrative of the person before him, or her, or they. So everybody roll a D20 on roll 20. And we'll see what we get.
I'm not rolling on roll 20, dude. I told you, I'm not using that ever again.
Its low number goes first, right?
I got one.
See what I'm saying? I'm not using roll 20. I'm
Look,
that's the last
you
roll
both
20.
rolled ones.
Ow, you're going first again.
No, Anthony, you and I rolled ones.
It is lowest, right? Who goes first,
Yeah,
right?
Lowest first, yeah.
Yeah, you rolled one, so you guys go first. Well, you guys gotta roll
Let
again.
me go last, because you went last like 2 times in a row.
See, I'm confused here now. You said lowest goes first, but you're saying I go first, so I rolled 17. You both rolled ones.
I meant lowest, yeah, lowest. Oh, yeah, I totally messed up. So, D, you want to roll back with me?
Yeah, we can roll again.
You got it, you're tied. So it looks like it'll be Dean, Anthony, Josh, then me closing it out.
All right, D, roll a D2. All right, so now that
No. Anthony got the highest number, so Anthony goes first.
I thought it was lowest number. We just
I'll go
established
first.
that.
No, okay, whatever. I'll go first. Is that a problem?
All right, so roll the genre, Anthony. I got the list up. Roll genre.
Yeah, all right. So now we're voting on the genre list to see what genre we get because we have no clue what's going on.
I have no clue what's going on.
I got a 5. What is 5?
Old West, Wild, Weird West, etc. Which one you want to do? So we're going Western.
Okay, that works.
That's cool.
All right. So now I'm gonna roll a D20 to determine whether everyone's characters have power shifts or not. You have that
Correct.
chart up in green?
Yep, got it up.
I got a 10 on that roll.
Everybody gets one power shift.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me go to my sheet.
And before now I get a quick 5 minutes to come up with a story. And unfortunately my character will not be used, and just so everybody knows that the character I wrote randomly on our chart of 100 pre-written characters was a strong-willed explorer who was wanted by the law. So doesn't mean this character is not going to get used in this session. In case of death, this character is the character that whoever, the player, whoever had a character die, this is the character they pick up and take immediately. But right now, this character isn't being used.
Yep, effectively out of the game. And while Anthony thinks a little bit, I'm gonna just read my character sentence so we can know.
Yeah, but
whatever.
Josh, you could pick one power shift, just in case Josh doesn't know, and
Off
add it
the superhero list?
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah, and add it onto your character. All right, so could everybody, just to make my life a little easier, tell me who your character name is and what your sentence is?
I'll go first.
And how do you? Yeah, okay.
But how do you what?
And how do you think? Are we gonna say that we're starting this game in a railroad town in the Midwest? I mean, in the Wild West, 1879.
All right, so my guy, and as soon as the genre got chosen, I thought of the name. Hopefully, I didn't step on anybody's toes with this, because I feel like it's super, goofy for a Western name. But Wild Willie, and he is a risk-taking explorer who works for a living. And the way I'm envisioning that sentence in this genre is, especially with what you said, it inspired me right away. He's a railroad worker. He's trained in carpentry. He's trained in electrical repair. I feel like in this setting genre, he can be someone who knows the rails, can work on them, maybe the train itself, something of that nature.
Well, he's a railroad worker. Okay.
All right. Now, before I give my character sentence, I need to ask you, Anthony, is this going to be Weird Wild West or just Old West what? Because I have to
we're gonna
I got to modify my sentence accordingly.
Let's go weird.
All right, then. Then my character sentence gets to say it's Braxton Briggs is a chaotic warrior who battles robots.
That's fun.
So how are you gonna flavor it?
Literally, if it's the Weird West, then of course there's got to be steampunk or diesel punk thing. So I'm thinking that the railroad's probably being plagued these days by strange automatons, and they hired me to work on the railroad, to keep these robot creatures off the rails, so the trains can run freely.
So why don't we say instead of battles robots, say he battles gremlins?
Gotcha. Gremlins it is.
And whatever skills you have related to, change, reflavor them to anything diesel punk.
Right.
And what's your character's name?
Braxton Briggs.
Could everybody put their character on roll 20?
Yeah.
The character name on roll 20? Last but not least, Josh.
David Fingers Taft is a fast speaker who rides the lightning. And he is a con man.
Oh, nice.
that makes his way through life doing as little as possible and letting other people do the work for him.
Okay.
It's a shame you have me on your team. Works for a living. I know who he goes behind and tries to steal the credit from.
Heck yeah, he does.
Okay, and Braxton, do you also work for the railroad?
Yeah, remember I help keep the rail lines clear of the little gremlins.
Okay. All right. I think this is going to be interesting. Just come up with a town name. We're in Wyoming, by the way.
Wyoming?
Yep.
Got it.
And the town's name is Spiderweb Gulch.
I like it. Spiderweb Gulch.
We open up. Is everybody ready?
Yeah. Oh, also,
Yep.
who's doing the timing?
Oh yeah. Al, you want to do it?
Yeah. Let me grab my phone.
Yep.
So
And my pen died, so I'm using a crayon.
just
No.
a heads up for people who are first-time watchers of this. Normally, the GMs in the middle get 30 minutes, but the starting and ending GMs get 35 minutes to account for, kind of starting the story and ending the story. But let me go ahead and get a timer. 35 minutes. Just tell me when you're ready. As soon as you start talking, I'm going to press it.
Okay. We open our game with a stagecoach about a half a mile off of Spiderweb Gulch. Spiderweb Gulch is a 2-horse town. They basically survive on the traffic that comes to and from the railroad. It's an important hub because it connects the all the other small out west towns to the one big city in Wyoming. On this coach, the camera pans into a view of a man sitting in the coach holding a briefcase, making clicking noises. And he's holding a paper in his hand. What does that man look like, Josh?
He is he's an older gentleman. He's got kind of a pasty white face, but a salt and pepper beard with a gray, almost a tweed suit, a vest underneath it, and you can see a light blue kerchief sticking out of the pocket on his breast.
He goes into his hand, he pulls the handkerchief and rubs it on his head as the sweat on his brow from this Wyoming heat. It's the middle of the summer, and the light, shining into the stagecoach is like hitting directly into his eyes. He gives a small sigh and then opens the letter. The first thing that happens when he opens the letter, he sees that there's another parchment inside the letter with a U.S. pardon. And it says, Mr. Briggs, as a agreed upon arrangement, you must plant this briefcase in the number 11 train leaving out of Spiderweb Gulch. And you will be pardoned of all crimes committed in the U.S. government. I've also included $500 US for you to use at your leisure or if it's needed in this mission. Do not attempt to open the lock, because if you do, I will view it as a contract null and void. You must plant this in the engine room, arrive at your destination, and you're free and clear. Best of luck, Best wishes, M. As you finally finish reading this letter and you look, you see the pardon. Do you take the pardon, take it remove it from the letter, or you keep them together?
You said the letter was addressed to Briggs, right, Dean?
The Braxton, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It was meant to be David. It was addressed to David.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So Fingers got the letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
He will take the pardon and look at it, and he'll kind of lift it to his nose and sniff at it. And
When you sniff that, it smells like cinnamon.
interesting. And he'll tuck that in an inner breast pocket and go ahead and light up a cigarette and then burn the other letter.
As you start burning the other letter, on the top of the stagecoach, you hear like a hissing sound, and then a suction, like air is like sucking up the air. And first you startled a little, and then you look forward and you realize that there's no one driving this coach, but there's a mechanical horse that's running along the track pulling this coach with no driver.
Sweet.
Are we also inside the coach? Me and
No.
Rick? Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
All right, and this is the number 11 train, correct?
It's heading into you're on a stagecoach, and you're heading into Spiderweb Gulch. And as you say that, you view, like as you're looking at this mechanical horse with all sort of gears and rods making weird noises and spitting out little bursts of smoke and steam as it's powering its way down this dirt road. What you call a Spiderweb Gulch comes into view. It's maybe about a quarter mile away, and it's basically what we described. You see maybe about 5 or 6 buildings with a huge train track and like a train station with a few people like moving back and forth, what looks like little dots, because you're getting closer and closer to it. We pan into the train tracks and you hear, Willie, dang it, Willie.
I run up to the person calling me. And what you guys see run up, I guess the way I picture is like you see this whoever is calling for Willie, and then like from off camera this person runs on camera like into the scene. You see he has like a soot on his face. He's wearing these dark black round sunglasses, kind of like very steampunky, whatever. It's covering like most of his face. There's even some on the side that like cover his whole like peripherals. He's wearing just a dirty overalls, just denim overalls with a white tank top underneath, some work boots. Wearing like khaki colored work gloves. He has a pickaxe in one arm, or whatever they use to like put the nails into the thing, into the railroads. And he runs over to, I'm guessing it's his boss calling for him.
No, it's actually your father.
Oh, hey, Pa, what's up, Pa?
He goes, you see him spit a wad of tobacco, and it hits like as you walk into him about maybe like an inch before you you almost step on it. He goes, dang it, boy! Did you do all the work on the tracks yet? The mayor's looking for an excuse to fire our asses.
It's like, do I not look like I've been working? Look at my face. Look at my. I just basically like gesture to myself like I'm all dirty.
You also have a work thing, and your there's like your pocket has a label that says Masterson Railways Masterson.
You said Masterson?
Masterson.
Yeah.
Railways.
Masterson. Gotcha. I said, I've been doing the work, Pa. What do you mean?
He goes, is track two finished?
It's not finished, but it's getting there, man. Like, it's a
And you
sweltering
ain't do
whip.
the work, boy. If I tell you to do the work, you say, yeah, I did it.
We can only get so much done with the help we got. Like, people are fainting left and right out here. It's sweltering.
Tell him to drink from the trough. That's what my horses do. And you see, as he says that, you notice he lifts up. He had like glasses, right? And he lifts up the glasses, and you notice he has a mechanical eye that moves, but it's like broken, so it keeps on slightly moving to the left.
It's like,
And the reason he lifts up his glasses is to reset his eye, and he puts his glasses back down. He goes, well, anyway, we got to get track 2 because train 11 is leaving from here. God dang it, in about an hour and 15 minutes, I reckon.
well, we'll do what we can, man. Pops.
And from what I heard, it's leaving nonstop from here to Oklahoma City. Some bigwig is coming, and they want it running nonstop.
I'll make sure it's tip top. Don't worry, Pops. And then if he has anything more to say to me, I start to turn us and I go back to the work site.
Oh, and one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
Get Braxton, that candy ass, that lazy one, and tell him we got some more gremlins hiding up in the engine room. Damn pitch me my butt. They're crab ones now. I don't know where they keep on coming from.
I turn to listen to what he said and I don't respond. I turn back and I shake my. I'll let him know. And as I'm walking, I shout that back to him. I'll let him know.
And as you walking up, you see he goes, I can't see you walking fast enough because his eye is going back to lazy. He lifts up his glasses again and resets it. He goes, oh, okay, that's right.
See you later, Pa.
He starts to walk off.
But yeah, I walk over to the rail site and I try to find Briggs if I can. If he's, I'm assuming he's
Right,
on the work site somewhere.
We pan into a shop, and we pan into a shop and we see two people's backs, right, looking at what looks like a little cage, maybe the size of a shoebox, and there's something climbing and jumping, moving all around. And you hear, these things are getting smarter, I reckon. Look at it. Look at her. Where the hell are these things coming from? It's a little robotic spider. And every time the person puts his hand towards the cage, it like tries to grab it. He goes, you see, they're way more aggressive now, huh? What do you reckon this is, Braxton?
Well, it is what it is. So it really don't make much difference to me. I'm gonna catch them, I'm gonna kill them, or I'm gonna blast they little mechanical asses back to wherever they came from. That's what I'm here for, right?
I would reckon that. I think the scientists, they want us to capture them and ship them back to Oklahoma City to do some.
What scientist? I ain't heard nothing about it.
You ain't read the memo?
Braxton Briggs, battler of the things of the dark and on the tracks.
And
that's what I do.
You see him get up and he's wearing like a lab coat, but with overalls underneath it. And he's also wearing the same logo, the Masterson Railways logo. He gets out, he goes, wait a minute, let me go get the memo because you might make a big mistake. And I'm not losing my job for you. I ain't losing my job for that guy with the crazy eye. I ain't losing my job for none of y'all. And you see him run off and he goes, oh yeah, this is it. And he comes back and he pulls like what looks like a dusty old parchment and he hands it. You see, it says right here, Colonel John Silver.
It says, I'm looking at it. It says, catch them, kill them, or blast their asses back to where they came from. That's what it says. And look right there. It says I get 10 cents per blast.
I mean, no disrespect, but I don't think you know your letters quite well.
That's 10 cent right there. It says I get 10 cent each. I know that's 10 cents, and that's an EA. 10 cents each.
I don't think you know your letters quite well. Because according to this, it says you must be captured, shipped out to Oklahoma City for Masterson Railways experimentals. That's what it says. You could go kill them if you want to.
They can experiment on the pieces. That's what I think. Look at it. Look, you experimented on pieces when I brought it to you.
Yeah, because it was fun.
All right, then. Then I guess what? We just gonna take pieces. Because I don't know. You see it's trying to chew your finger off.
Yeah, that is a nasty critter, but you know, I don't want to lose my job. But anyway, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'll be back here. I'm supposed to catalog all these and we'll put them on the train. So how many we got now? We got 6 now? So I'm gonna get these 6 put on the train and I'm gonna ship it out. And if you get any more before then, let me know and you know, we'll ship them out. And you do get 10 cents per crate. You know, you're talking about 70 cents here. That's nothing to sneeze at.
So we need to find some more, put some more in the crates.
Okay.
Where
Then
you find out when that?
you brought this to me last week. Don't you remember? Not only do you know your letters, I think you hitting the bottle.
What respectable cowboy don't hit the bottle?
I'm a Christian. I'm a God-fearing man. I don't know about you.
I fear God. And I like what's in my bottle. I'm going to get a whiskey now. I'm heading to the saloon. What time the train leave?
Ain't you got work to do?
I ain't got to do nothing but get on the train. Make sure these get to Oklahoma City, like you said.
You supposed to clear the train of all gremlins. Man, is the sun getting to your head or something?
I drew a little spider.
Take them extra cages. Go find Willie, cause I'm sure Willie know where there's some. You go find Willie, take those extra cages, clean them out from the engine room. Once again, I'm not getting fired for you, Willie, or the crazy-eyed guy who just talks a bunch of gibberish.
Fine. I'll go find Willie.
He hands you the cages, and they have like this magnetic lock that you have on your wrist. It's like the Spider-Man trigger. You can open and close them by pressing, your fingers to your palm. It's like a gadget you have set up.
Okay.
Picture the Wild West Ghostbuster machine. You just throw out the cage, open it up, and close it with, by touching your palm.
I'm gonna start walking along. I got the cages. Willie!
Depending on where he's shouting from, I come to him if I can hear him.
As your guys, you're both looking for each other, and you're stopped in the middle of the train tracks. You're about 5 feet apart. But as your guys are like, your guys' eyes, have contact and meet, you see that there's a stagecoach coming up, and it's a beautiful stagecoach with what looks like a bronze mechanical horse, pulling it up, and it literally pulls up right in front of the train 11. And you see now that the mayor, your father, and several other railways employees are waiting for the stagecoach to arrive.
Brax, you know what all that is about over there?
Look, all I want to know is where the hell them critters is at. I need to go get the gremlins.
Hey, there'll be more than enough time for gremlins. We gotta get track 11 done. or excuse me, track 2 done for train 11. But everybody's over there. That's a real fancy looking carriage. It must be somebody important. Let's go see what's up.
As you say that, right? I have a GM intrusion for you, Brig.
Okay, I'll take it.
Who you giving
I'll give the other
to?
one to what's my friend's name over there?
Me or him?
Willie.
Yeah, I'm Willie. Yes.
Yeah. Willie
So
gets
one XP to Willie and one XP.
And
Okay.
real quick, do we all start with 1 XP? Or
I
no?
would say yes.
Okay, so we have 2 now.
Actually, no.
So just alright. So then we have 1. Okay, gotcha. So we just have the 1. Gotcha. Okay, let me just write that down. I know we have the cards and stuff, but I like to write it down. Okay, cool. Alright. So what's going on here? How's
Dean,
this-
put your name. Okay. As your guys see this carriage pull up, you see the biggest mechanical gremlin you've seen yet. And this one looks like a scorpion, and it's on top of the carriage. And your guys seem to be the only one to see it. But
Okay.
we're gonna go, hold on. That's what you see in your intrusion. David, the carriage stops, and you see a man with a gray beard, a white suit, and he opens his mouth to smile, and he has no teeth. And he's just smiling at you. And he goes, open up the door, that's our special guest.
I open up the door.
He goes, are you the one that purchased the train number 11 direct route to Oklahoma City?
Why, yes, I am.
Oh, you have about 15 minutes until the ride, but I just wanted to personally invite you, welcome you to, Spiderweb Ghost. This is my town here. Come on, get out. Let's take you to the saloon or something, so you can relax a little bit before your journey. May I inquire, it's a little peculiar to have one person buy our entire train.
Is it? And he looks very innocent, like that question is absolutely ridiculous.
He looks shocked. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend. I didn't know you was that well off, sir, and I mean no disrespect at all. But may I just say, we'll give you the best time we have. But we're trying to build a church and a school here. We gladly take any donations we possibly can for our town.
Well, I'll tell you what, assuming that this train ride is satisfactory, I will be sure to send something to help you and your town.
Oh, okay, my name is Mayor McGovern. Don't forget.
Mayor McGovern.
Yeah, they call me Dusty, but my real name is Donald, Dusty McGovern. Everybody here knows me by Dusty McGovern.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Dusty McGovern.
It's a
My name
pleasure
is David
to meet you,
Taft.
sir. Oh, nice. Do you like whiskey? We have some good whiskey here.
Do you now? I think I'd like that.
Oh, follow me then, sir. You see him tap his assistant and go, "Yeah, I like the cut of his jib. Come on now, sir. Let us have us some whiskey and celebrate new friendships."
And he'll follow him and stroll. He's very straight backed, and he's got his hand in his vest, and he's strolled.
All right, as you go to follow, I'll allow your guys to do one action, but the scorpion is jumping off the top of the carriage onto onto Mr. Fingers.
Did I notice it too, or was it just Braxton because of the GM intrusion?
I'll give Braxton. Braxton just knows it, but I'll give him the opportunity. He could waste his action to let you know, and then we'll go to initiative, or he could react. I'll let him do what.
Well, I'm going to definitely react because I see this thing getting ready to jump on the new guy coming into town. I'm going to. You guys just notice, even though it's always hot as hell, Braxton is always wearing his duster, his long black duster, his black hat. You know, he's got the round sunglasses. You know they used to wear in the Wild West. He's got a whip on one hip, Matilda, which is his big Colt 45 on his other hip, and always strapped across his back is his shotgun, his trusty shock shotgun. But he pulls off the stun whip, and it looked like he's getting ready to hit fingers. You know, you see this man just right in front of you snatch a whip off of his belt, and it looks like he's trying to strike you, but I'm striking right over his shoulder, you know, to hit the scorpion with the stun whip.
All right, we for the sake of this game, we're gonna call all these animatronic insects gremlins.
Okay, well you're gonna hit the gremlin for.
And it's a difficulty 4 roll.
All right. Let's see.
Al, let me know how much when I have 5 minutes left, all right?
Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna do.
Yep.
All right. Now is this thing part mechanical at all?
It's all. It looks like it looks like a steam robot, you know. But
Okay, perfect.
It looks like a big scorpion.
All right. Well, roll a 17 on the die. So that'll hit, and I get to do 3 additional points to the gremlins. So it's gonna take 9 points of damage from the stun whip.
All right. You whip it, and your guys all of a sudden see, you know, what you call it, Braxton just appear out of nowhere, you know, with a whip. He whips it, and you knock it off its course. It lands back on top of the carriage and scurries off the carriage and starts running, like back into the sand, like burying itself into the sand.
Can we make a roll initiative so I can see if I can
Is
capture it?
everybody else doing anything while they see this?
I run over to, like, as soon as Braxton whips out his whip, like, he runs over and whips out his whip. I wasn't paying, I was focused on the carriage and whatnot. As soon as he does that, I'm like, Braxton, no, he's just a newcomer. Ain't no reason to attack him. Like, I think he's attacking this gentleman. And then as soon as, before I even get to him, I see he whips this big scorpion behind the gentleman. I'm like, oh, you scared me, Braxton.
Yeah.
Fingers, it sees this and is remarkably quick at moving out of the way. You wouldn't think he'd be able to do that, but he kind of shoulders the mayor guy forward and twists so that if Braxton missed, the whip wouldn't actually hit him.
You notice that the mayor guy is basically trying to do the same thing. He's trying to position himself so that you're in front of the whip if somebody was getting whipped. Like, you would assume that he would want to get in front of you, but you're basically doing like a side dance of trying to position yourself as far away from this whip as possible, the both of you. And for older guy, you notice he moves rather agile, like extremely agile. You're surprised by how swift he moved. And you hear him say, God dang it, what are you doing? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's another one of the mechanical gremlins. You got any mechanical gremlins where you from there, buddy?
Mechanical gremlins?
Yeah, that dude Hickey right there, we just saw. You see the one burying itself in the sand. They all over this place. Wyoming's busted.
Can I roll initiative, see if I can throw one of my magnetic cages to get it before it gets away?
What you call it? We'll say it just happens, but just describe how it looked when you do.
Okay, well you guys are, while they doing all the talking, you see Braxton just reach by and grabs the cages because they're all magnetically connected together. It's like 6 cages, and he raises his hand and go click, and one of the cages just pops loose, and he slides it, and it just slides right across the sand, and it's open, and the minute it gets there, hit click, and it sucks magnetically sucks the gremlin in and closes up. Click, click, click. Boy, there go another 10. That's another 10 cents. Ha ha! Yeah.
You see this whole thing, and what you call it, he go, you ain't got none of gremlin. Maybe it's a Wyoming thing, but we ain't fasted over here. It seems to be getting worse. You know, I know you rode this train by yourself, but we actually shipping some, you know, to our main offices in Oklahoma City as well, because they trying to experiment. You know, the U.S. president ain't done nothing. Jack diddly squat for us.
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Give me my money.
I don't pay you for that.
My name.
Do you know your letters, son? Do I look like I work for Masterson Railways?
I need my money.
I put a hand on his shoulder. Brax. We'll get the money from the railway people. Don't worry about the mayor. That was pretty cool, though, how you caught that gremlin right there, though.
He go, my apology. He puts his arm around on Fingers. And he go, my apologies, sir. My apologies. You know, we're a little rough around the edges on this here time, but that's why we need that money. We need to educate ourselves. Maybe I'll get some of my employees to learn their letters, and they'll have some more proper manners. Come on, let's go have that whiskey I was talking about. We got the best whiskey in Wyoming. Woo-hoo! Come on, follow me, sir.
And he follows him along and just kind of strokes his chin. Indeed.
Mm-hmm. And as your guys are walking, you see that what you call it, you know, everybody's gathered around this cage with this, you know, scorpion like robotic gremlin creature, and you hear a couple people, dang, they're getting more brazen and brave by the minute. That one just jumped on a coach. Can you believe that? You know, as the crowd is sitting there watching, as you know, Braxton is, you know, I guess, you know, he probably figures out a way of how to, you know, maneuver it back so he could carry it back.
5-minute warning.
It clicks onto the other cages. Like I said, it's 6 magnetic cages. So it just clicks back on and I just drag them on.
Again, 5-minute warning.
All right. One quick thing before I leave. Your father comes back. He goes, you best get on the train. You best get on the train now, the both of you, and clear out that engine room. Because if the mayor or our boss or anybody see any of them gremlins on the train when this train start moving, we in some deep doo-doo.
As he says that, one of the other like railway workers that, you know, helps Willie out runs up's like, hey Willie, you know, track number 2 is done now. We're ready for the train. And Willie says, good. And he looks over to his dad. He's like, I guess we're ready to get on that train. Check them out for them gremlins. Brax, what you think?
If we gonna get some more, we gonna get some more. I got more cages, so.
As you laughing, we pull into the inside of the saloon. What's the saloon called in this town? Why don't you Fingers give me the name of the saloon?
The Cracked Flask.
The Cracked Flask. You guys enter the Cracked Flask, and that's a perfect title for it because this place is dusty, dingy. There's a piano there, but there's nobody playing. There's like 2 people sitting at the bar. At the bar, on the bar stools at the bar itself, and there's like 4 random tables. You see mostly train workers in there. There's what you call it, 1 empty table. He goes, come sit down. I'm going to have the waitress bring you our best whiskey. You'll see. And the waitress, as soon as she saw the mayor, she knew. She comes with, you know, 2 of the cleanest glasses they have, and like a half-filled bottle of whiskey. And she doesn't even say a word. She puts the 2 glasses in front of you, fills them both to the top, and goes, I reckon you're that gentleman that, you know, you're that fancy gentleman that buying out the train.
Why, yes, ma'am. And as he's looking around inside this saloon, he looks profoundly skeptical of the quality of this whiskey.
It smells a little pungent as well.
He'll wrinkle his nose and his.
She also said, I do not mean to bother you, sir, but I have a gentleman that's called for you and has been on hold for about 10 minutes. Let me go retrieve the phone, and I'll be right back. You see her
Very
pull
well.
out a long, and you know the old-fashioned phones with the one piece for your ear. She pulls out a long cord and sits the phone on the table, and she goes, "This gentleman seemed rather perturbed. He said he'd wait as long as it'll take."
Very well, thank you, ma'am. And he puts the piece to his ear and kind of leans over to the microphone. This is Mr. Taft. How may I help you?
Mr. Fingers, this is Anne.
Yes.
I failed to inform you that there's been a change of plans.
Well, is that right now?
Yes. I need you to open the briefcase when you get 1 hour in on your trip. You'll be duly compensated for the difference in our original arrangement.
This wasn't a combination briefcase or anything like that. It's just like a latch mechanism.
You'll find that if you dig into your lapel pocket, you will find a small key. It will activate the device. Stand back, I would recommend about 5 to 10 feet. The lock can be rather tricky. Is that my time out?
40 seconds.
Very well.
Do you agree to this change in circumstances? I must know. I must hear it verbally from you.
I don't have much choice now, do I?
I never give people much choices.
I've noticed.
That's why I'm in the position I'm in, and you're in the position you're in. Oh, and by the way, I wouldn't drink that much.
Well, aren't you just a peach?
Have a good day, sir.
Time.
I'll talk back to you in Oklahoma City.
All right, so Anthony, you take Braxton, and I'm taking over.
Okay.
And as soon as you start talking, I'll start the 30-minute timer.
All right, let me grab Braxton real quick.
Yep.
All
I'll
right,
give you a
so
second to get things situated, and yeah.
so this time another waitress comes back, different waitress than the one that came out. This waitress is very, very cute. I mean, just a bubbly blonde thing, full red lips, bosom sitting all high, and she comes out and she said, "Now, gentlemen, would y'all like to hear a selection from me, Miss Tilly, today?"
Once again, he'll look at her rather skeptically, and pull out an old pocket watch out of his pocket and look at it. You know, as lovely as that sounds, I do believe our train is leaving here momentarily. I don't want to be late. Perhaps on my return?
Or would you like some company? Miss Tilly can take a train ride anytime. And you do notice that of everybody in the town, she does look refined. Her clothing is much better. Her makeup isn't gaudy. You know.
Al, you're doing a timer, right? Because I didn't start a timer.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
As lovely as that sounds, I have something of shall we say, a penchant for traveling alone.
Well,
I
sir,
find it allows me to think.
Well, sir, I guess I can say that's gonna be your loss, because Miss Tilly sure know how to be good company, as well as quiet as a church mouse and so unintrusive. But that's all right. That's all right. I'll be seeing you now. And she looks over her shoulders and goes, "Mr. Fingers." Now, you know nobody in this town is supposed to know who you are.
Oh.
And she smiles and saunters away. and the camera switches. Braxton, you and Willie are in the engine room trying to clean these things out. Braxton, you've got uh, 4 of the 5 empty cages full, and you know that there is another one in there, and you're not sure how you're gonna get this one in the cage because it is bigger. And like One Eye Jack said, Willie's father, he this one is bigger. This one is like the size of like a trunk, like a small trunk, and it moves slow, but it then snapped. It snapped iron bar in half. You know, with its pincers.
What's it look like?
It looks like a big crab, like a hermit crab, and it walks sideways, and it's got these 2 eyes. You know, and it makes it sound like and it's like ah.
I'm like, dang, this one look good. This one better be worth 20. Can I use identify machines to see like if there's like a weak point where I could poke it at?
Give me an intellect roll.
And
Alright,
while y'all
Can
are
I
rolling
use
that over,
identify machines to
Yes.
lower the roll?
Yes, it'll lower it down. It'll lower it down. Difficulty. Difficult. It would have been 4, but it'll be a 3.
Okay.
but while you're rolling that out, setting that up, you said we had captured a few of them already. So what you guys see from Willie's side is that he's like already sweating from helping out with subduing these guys, and his like workers' gloves are now coated in what look like metal. Like if you had seen previously, he had snapped a button on one of them, and these metal plating started to form on the gloves. And he has no need for weapons, so that's how I'm flavoring his fisticuffs.
I rolled an 8 on the roll, but I'm trained, so that would be an 11.
There you go. Okay, perfect. So, what you realize is if you can either if you can get uh, a metal rod or whatever, you can stick it right in one of his joints and it'll paralyze it, or you could try and shoot it with your shotgun, your shotgun, because it shoots out an electrical charge, and it should
I ain't shooting nothing in this engine room. Last time I let off a shot in the engine room, they nearly fired me. I go, Willie.
Yeah,
I mean, not Willie. Yeah, I go, Willie, you distract that thing. I'm going to poke it with this big old stick right here.
Alright, so however I can, then I go to the side of it, or like give it a quick jab with my metal gloves to try to get to like focus on me. It's like, hey, yeah, ugly! Bang, punch it.
I'm hoping it'll give me an asset, and I pick up one of the, like the rods they use for the coal.
Yep.
And I'm going to try to jam it.
Okay. So about this time, we're gonna resolve this. Braxton and Willie, go ahead and give me initiative rolls. And about this time, Fingers, you're walking up and you hear all this commotion coming from the engine room. You know, you hear Willie like, "Come on, ugly, yeah!"
Yeah, essentially you hear that.
You
Yes.
said initiative?
Yeah.
Yes.
I rolled 18.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, so Willie, you can definitely go ahead and take a poke at it.
All right, so
Willie's trying to distract it, dude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, essentially,
So
yeah.
you're gonna get an asset. I'll give you an asset on your turn.
yeah, but that's
it's
essentially what
definitely-
I'm doing. I don't know if I have to roll for it, but I'm not trying to hurt it or nothing. I mean, I will if that's what I need to
He's
do to
trying to keep
distract
his
it. But
attention.
yeah,
you
just
got his attention, so you got to distract it. You know.
bobbing and weaving.
Go ahead, Anthony.
All right. I got a natural 20.
Woo, let's go.
Sweet. Okay, so what happens is this. Well, first of all, describe what you do.
Do I get the major effect? Like,
Yeah, if you want a major effect, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So what I want is when he goes to distract it, I also distract it with the stick, but slide another trap in, and when it goes to jump on Willie, it sucks it into the trap.
Okay. All right, so that's cool. All right, so basically what happened is you went to attack this thing, but and that's why you switched your tactic because it was going at Willie, and then one of its eyes turned and looked at you.
Mm.
And you was like, "What?" And that's when you poked at it, and when you poked at it, it leaped up, and you slid the trap. And what you guys notice is that the cage expands and got bigger in order to hold this bigger gremlin.
And after it's captured, you hear Willie say, "Float like a floatbot, sting like an automatic stinging machine."
So as you get to the engine fingers, you see these two, and they got these crab now remember the first one was a scorpion. They got one that looks like a crab. They got another that looks like a big ant. They've got one.
He's walking into the engine room because I think Willie would be like, "Sir, you can't enter the engine room. What are you doing here?" Like if we're employees of the trade.
Yeah, well, I'm saying he sees all this, so he's coming to check out his ride is what he's doing.
Yeah, if we see him, we definitely say, "Sir, it's for authorized personnel only."
I'm sorry, it sounded like there was some trouble.
You see I wiped it slow off my forehead. I mean, there was some trouble before we here took care of it.
And I hold up all the traps. I go, "We caught ourselves some 5 gremlins in this engine room, but don't you worry about that, sir. Go, I'm sure you go to a drink cart and I'm sure there's gonna be nice seats for you and enjoy your ride. This is Masterson Railways, nothing but the best rides here. Gremlin free. Make sure you tell my boss that."
So, and he stares at the cages. Indeed.
And you see those cages, and then of course there's you hear, from the back car, "All aboard!"
I guess we taking off, Brax. Wait,
Masterson's 11 is ready to roll.
The one passenger's on the train, dude. He rented out the whole train.
Okay, so did you get on the train, fingers?
Yeah,
I'm on the train. I'm in the engine room. Well, I was at the engine room.
Yeah,
So you head back to the passenger car, and the train starts moving, and it's kind of funny because it starts out like a typical shoom, 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 and you hear it rolling, and then all of a sudden it stops making that shoom, shoom, shoom shot, and you just hear it go shoo, and everything is zipping by. It's like moving, and
Dean, I have a quick question. Is there somebody operating this train in the engine room? Because I'm gonna be like,
nobody's operating the train.
Is it literally just the 3 of us, or is there like
you got
cabin?
I don't know if I'm supposed to be on this train.
As soon as the train kicks up, I grab Brax, we were as soon as you said the slow chugging at first, I grab Brax. Were we supposed to get off this thing?
The doors are locked. The doors have locked. And there's the regular staff on the train.
Are we locked? I'm a little confused. Can you tell us where everybody's at?
You guys are still in the engine room. The train, when he said all aboard, the doors closed and they locked and the train started moving. So you guys are on the train headed towards Oklahoma City from Wyoming.
So it's just in the engine room. It's just me and Willie, right?
Just you and Willie, but the train is running.
I'm like, Willie, how we gonna stop this damn thing? I can't go to Oklahoma City.
I shake my head and put my hand in my head Oh, it's Brex. I don't think they're gonna stop this thing for us. They're pretty.
There gotta be an emergency stop doohickey somewhere around here.
I'm pretty certain we'll get in a lot of trouble if we pull that thing. They seem pretty intent on sending them gremlins over to Oklahoma. If we stop this train, it might end pretty badly for us.
Yeah, but I still got a bunch of. I got at least 70 cents back at the shop that I was supposed to put on this train.
We gotta go see what's going on. We gotta find some train staff. See how we got locked up in here.
And I go to see if there's a speaker comm system. You know, when they
Yes,
say,
there is. There's
I
one.
go, hello? Hello?
Who's this here? Who's this here on the comms? You don't work here. Who are you?
I don't work here. Who this here I'm talking to? Who started this dang train?
Of course, the train started the train because the train is autonomous and it knows where it's going.
They ain't supposed to leave for another 35 minutes.
I don't think you know your numbers too well, son.
I take
You
a
got
look
a
at my
closet?
watch and I shake my head. It's like, Brax, the train was supposed to leave 5 minutes ago. We just didn't get off in time. I put my head in my hand like.
Are you, Fingers, did you go to
Well, we stopped in the
a regular
airport.
passenger car or did you go to the mail car? Where did you go?
They sent me back out of the engine room. I'm gonna go find a meal car, and I'm gonna see if they have like actual good alcohol,
Okay.
and find me a couple of fingers of nice scotch or something.
Perfect. So when you do that, you get back to the mail car, and basically, it's like an automated man. He's from the waist down. He's a unicycle, and it's like, and from the waist up, it's the typical Tin Man, bronze, steampunk man who's got the mustache. Hello, sir. How may I help you today?
2 fingers of your finest scotch, please. 2 cubes.
Ah, definitely. Now, would you like that 40-year malted, or would you like the 120?
I'll take the 40-year, thank you.
Just a moment. And will you be joining our other guests here, sir?
I'm sorry, our other guest?
Oh, yes. And and just as he's reaching back, his one arm extends out, and it comes back with perfectly nice glass of scotch. And the other hand, he points this way and turns his head, and you see Miss Tilly, no longer dressed in her typical, finery, but now she's got on what looks like typical leathers, pants, boots. She's got a cowboy hat on, and she goes, "Hi, darling. Mr. M just wants to make sure you do your due diligence. So we'll be traveling together to make sure everything goes just the way it's supposed to."
You don't understand the word no, do you?
Now, what
Would you
lady?
prefer Spanish?
What lady
No.
accepts no?
Perhaps French? No.
Well, now, but now that Masterson's number 11 is already moving, this is quite a special train. We can't stop it till it gets to its destination. It's a straight ride run. It's a red eye. You know what I mean? You know what that means? That means it don't stop. It don't stop for nothing and nobody. So, I guess we just gonna have to make the best of it. Now, ain't that the thing?
He looks obviously like he's swallowing whatever he was about to say, and lifts the glass of scotch to his lips and takes a sip.
It's is immaculate. This is probably the best 40-year malt you've had, you know, in your lifetime.
He'll raise the glass to the bartender.
And anytime, sir.
And then he'll sit down somewhere where he can pointedly ignore Tilly.
And you guys are making your way through, you know, through the car.
Did they open the door for us? Because I asked.
Yeah, they open the doors. You can start going through the cars, you know, towards the back. And I don't know.
I'll leave the cages that I had in the engine room. You know, locked in so I'm not dragging cages. Because I have like 5 full.
Right, you got 6 of them in there.
Can I use an XP for player intrusion, or it's up to you whether you want this to be a player intrusion or not? Can we say that as we're leaving the engine room is actually designed to keep gremlins secure? So as we leave, there's like an armed door. I can what is it, steampunkish? So like I can like digitally set like a lock on it so they can't escape, or it'll be really difficult for them to escape.
I'll let you do that.
As an intrusion or just as a thing?
No, just say that it'll be just an aside. You don't have to do it. We'll just say that's there.
Yeah, so I secure the door as we leave the engine room to make sure the gremlins can't escape, and that the passengers or passenger, because it's only the one, but we might not know that. Either way, so no one can get in either.
Anthony, I have an intrusion for Willie. I have an intrusion for you.
I will take it.
Okay, so while you're doing that, you hear, who's getting the other XP?
Taft.
Okay, so David, you got an XP.
All right.
So you hear, over the comms in hushed tones. Now listen. It's very simple. When we get to the midway point, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna hit that rich guy with a hammer. And we're gonna take the case, pull the emergency stop, and get off. We're gonna be rich. You hear me? And then you hear, Jeb, you idiot! You're leaning on the comm button. And then it goes dead.
Did Braxton also hear that, or was that just me?
You and Braxton heard it. But you were like, hey, listen.
Oh yeah, so I heard it at first. I hear the crackling and the starting of the sound. I was like, Brax, turn up, listen to comm. And then he hears the rest of the message too. And then after the message, after the idiot get off the comms, whatever, I look over at Brax like, what kind of situation we done got ourselves into this time?
I wonder where it's coming from. Could I use identify machines on the comm to see if I can figure out what comm it came from? I know that's shooting in the dark.
You know what? Why not? Give me a level 3 intellect check using your machine understanding or whatever, and
so drop it down to a level 2, or is that with my training?
It'll drop it to a level 3 with your training.
Okay, so I'm gonna apply a level effort on this.
Okay.
All right. I got a 9 on the roll.
That's perfect.
Right.
That's good. Okay, so what you know about these trains, you do know a few things. The comm systems on these trains like this run between the engine room, the galley, and the storage area. So it's got to be either the galley or the storage area that conversation is coming from.
I look over at Willie. I go, I think they're in the galley or the storage area. Which one you want to go to first?
Well, you got to go through the galley to get to the storage area.
Oh, so that answers my question.
He says as soon as you're like alluding to the fact that you want to go find the source of the noise, I'd be like, whoa, hold your horses. Shouldn't we find someone in charge and let them know what's going on? Like, we got stuck here by mistake. We don't have to take this on.
If they giving us 10 cents per gremlin, Imagine how many cents we get per living criminal. I ain't wasting this time. I want to be the hero of the day, Lone Ranger. You know what I mean?
As soon as you say the chance of like an increased reward, possibly, Willie's like, you know, you raise a good
And,
point there.
and for all we know, there's only like 4 of us on this train.
So I have no idea, but we gotta check this out.
Minus the criminals, of course.
You see that my gloves are still like they still have the plating on them. Like I never deactivated after dealing with the gremlins. So I said, I guess we're gonna catch us some criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had a big enough cage for one of them, but I used them all on the gremlins. Don't worry about that. We'll figure something out.
So you guys are making your way back through, and you notice weirdly that these other cars, don't have nobody on it. There's no wait staff. You only see the automated wait staff. You don't see like no other people until you get back to the
Yeah, we wouldn't figure to see anybody because we were informed at the beginning that one person rented out this train. So I think it would be weird if we saw other people. You know what I mean?
You don't even see the normal workers that would be on the train. You just see the automated workers.
So even if like he had rented the train alone under normal circumstances, there would be staff still.
Correct.
In other words, the person in charge isn't there.
Yeah, basically.
I look over to as we see this, I look over to Brax. Like Brax, where are them workers at? There's usually workers on here.
I know you said we left late, but I was pretty sure there was 30 minutes to this train left. I don't think half of them made it on. I think the train just took off.
This is one dilly of a pickle, I tell you what.
Or at least that's the story I'm sticking to. Get my drift?
I know nothing about that here and there or there, but I think we got to keep ourselves safe. We don't even know if someone is here to help us.
All right, so we go switch over real quick. So,
Heads up, 5-minute warning.
okay, so about that time, Mr. Taft, I have a GM intrusion for you if you want it.
Hit me.
All right, so about that time, Tilly walks up and she goes, "Now listen here, Mr. Fingers. We got about 7 to 8 hours on this train together. Now, you got 2 choices. You can make it pleasant for the both of us, or you can make it real pleasant. Now, what's it going to be? Pleasant or real pleasant?"
He looks up at her. I'm confused. This is fairly pleasant for me. It's quiet. I'm enjoying this wonderful 40-year scotch. And then about 10 seconds ago, it stopped being pleasant. Do you have any idea what happened?
Because I think you got a proverbial stick stuck somewhere it don't belong.
That may be. You asked me to do a job. I'm doing a job. Nowhere in that job did it say anything about you.
Well, things change. So let's just make this real easy for each other. And I'm going to need you to give me a intellect defense roll.
Okay, what am I defending against?
A mind affecting attack.
Okay. I'm going to toss a level of effort at that.
He drank the whiskey. I'm not saying that's what it is, but dun dun dun.
Tell me what you get.
Oof.
We're looking at, what is that, a 7 with effort?
Okay, so you suddenly have this feeling that Miss Tilly is the best thing since this scotch, and everything goes multicolored. And as your
Have I
vision,
mentioned I hate Roll20?
exactly, and as your vision clears, um, Miss Tilly's gone. Your 40-year scotch has been drank, and so is and the briefcase you had is gone. And who did you give the other XP to?
It went to, we'll give it to Braxton.
All right. And just about as when that all happens, and within like the next couple of seconds, Braxton and Willie come bustling through the door from the engine room direction.
You said Braxton, right?
Oh, both of
Yeah,
us.
Braxton and Willie. You guys got to go through there to get to the
Galley.
galley. Galley is two cars back.
Did we see any of that? Or what happened?
Nope.
We just came. So what we come into
The
the
minute
room.
you bustled in, the only thing you saw, the only thing you guys saw.
I'm envisioning a train that has like the open things.
Right. So the only thing you saw as you guys came through the door was just like at the other end, you caught a glimpse of blonde hair disappearing through the door on the other side. A glimpse, but you're not sure. It was, like I said, just a glimpse.
So we enter the room and we see this gentleman sitting down, almost looking like he's in a daze, maybe.
Just for a second, he said.
I'm a little confused, Dean. Did we pass the galley, or are we still trying to go?
No, the galley is 2 cars forward.
Past
Oh,
this
so
car.
The storage is 2 cars forward. You're in the galley.
So then I'll say, pardon me, sir. We headed to the galley. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm heading to the galley.
I mean, I'm sorry, and it's the storage room. That's the galley that you're in.
You're in the galley right now. Your storage room's 2 cars back.
Oh, okay.
And that's time.
Perfect.
All right.
Who's next?
All right.
So-
No, we take a break.
Yeah, so now we take a quick little interlude
5
here
minutes.
between the first half and the second half. Well, we're going to go have a drink, use the bathroom, so on and so forth if we need to.
And Josh gets lucky, gets an extra 5 minutes to think about what to do.
Yep. So then, when we come back, it'll be Josh picking up for the third section, and then I will be closing it out as the final GM of the story. And it's definitely shaping up to be an interesting one. I like it so far. Nice little train caper. Wasn't expecting that, but here we are. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll be right back after our short little break. So hang tight and enjoy the music. So from us at the CU, we will see you in a little bit.